So as a market leader, we invest a lot in the innovation of our products to make them better year after year, better security, more multi-applications capability, and also better RF and overall power performance. On the business development side, we also try to stay ahead of the curve, look around the corner by coming up with new applications. Like for instance gaming, with which we were definitely a market first. And basically MIFARE really evolved from a public transportation application to something that is running on over 40 different applications on a multitude of form factors. So I think it's the people, the business development as well as the product innovation that should also keep us ahead of the others in terms of a product portfolio and a positioning for the next couple of years. Well, retail is indeed subject to massive changes, and there's actually two things going on here. First of all, the retail market is deploying RFID at a very large scale, but then at the UHF frequency. And this is more for other applications that are having less impact directly on consumers. And it has more an impact on the retailer and the suppliers of the retailer, as it greatly improves the logistics capabilities of companies and the authentication capabilities for OEMs of their products. The other development is more meaningful here in this respect, and that is the fact that retailers are also rolling out contactless payment terminals at this moment in time. That's largely driven by the banking market. Big banks all around the globe are equipping their customers with contactless banking cards, and in order to render these investments into something that also gives a return on the investment, it is required that the infrastructure is also put in place. That's actually happening at many of the big retailers all across the globe at this point in time. And having that there also means that consumers are getting acquainted with the contactless payment experience. And then the step from a card to a mobile phone is much smaller. And we believe that this step will then follow. And the consumer at that moment in time, once they switch to the mobile phone, they also get the additional benefits that come with the mobile phone in terms of the overall experience. I think there's hundreds, if not thousands of systems around the globe that are already deploying multi-applications. But what you typically see is that these multi-applications are in many cases a combination of access management, loyalty, micropayments and things like event ticketing. So coming back to the transport side of it, I guess that with the arrival of NFC phones and the associated secure elements, as well as the big time arrival of contactless banking cards, the carriers are just being put in place at this moment in time to hold a transport application. So I guess that transport is there to follow, and we're going to see a lot of rollouts also on MIFARE of these banking cards and mobile solutions specifically targeted towards multi-applications in the transport sector. Some examples, so I would like to give here two today. The first one being the Rabbit card in Asia, in Bangkok. The Rabbit card is a card that started off as a public transportation card and developed over time towards all kinds of applications, such as loyalty and micropayments that has been added to it. And this card also evolved from a card to the mobile phone. So it is running the same functionality as you have on the card, also on an NFC-enabled mobile phone, plus then the benefit of the additional user experience that you get on the smartphone. The other one is more on the educational side. Santander, a big bank, is cooperating with 260 universities where they are equipping the students of these universities with a student card that is doing a multitude of applications. It's basically a banking card that is also containing MIFARE, and MIFARE is in this case being used for public transport and a number of other services. So it's a clear example of a multi-applications card. So we are optimistic and upbeat about multi-applications as a concept that is catching on, also a concept that is catching on towards the consumer. And we actually even developed a specific product for this, which is Desfire EV2, launching this year, which has a special application that can be run by service providers, and it allows them to piggyback on existing cards that have been issued by issuers. And in this way, the brokerage between the service provider and the issuer is greatly eased. And that means that many services can now coexist in a very simple and secure manner on smart cards and NFC-enabled mobile phones. So all in all, we are very optimistic that multi-applications is going to thrive, and that's going to deliver a lot of value add to the industry at large.